Yo, what's good, man? So I'm here with my man August Pierre once again. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, yo?
We actually had like 3 videos, but like 2 of them got deleted because the audio was fucking up. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, man. So we about to do some Southside Pyrex ethnic type vibe. So he about to break down this sample he made and whatnot. So let's get into it.
All right, so here's what the sample sounds like. Play it for y'all real quick. All right, so the very first thing that I start with is I got this library from Contact. It's called John's Guitar. It's by Wave Runner Audio, and I laid down this little melody right here. I had it in my head, so there wasn't like any special theory behind it. I just clicked in what I kind of had going. And once I did that, literally all I did was I selected all of this by pressing Control Shift and just dragging my mouse over it, randomizing the velocity by pressing Alt R, and then just pressing Control B to copy it over. And then press Control B again to copy all of these over, and went ahead and pitched these up 5 semitones by pressing Shift and the up arrow key, which gives it this dark sound. It's a common trick used by Pvlace, who's if you don't know, he's a sample maker in 808 Mafia. And yeah, once I did that, I got this little Emertone recorders bank, also from Contact, and I went ahead and laid down this melody right here. And as you can see, pretty repetitive, pretty simple. And that's like the key when you make these types of samples. You just got to make sure that you don't do anything too complex. You don't add too many chords, too many different melodies, because like the main part of those beats are the drums. Now, on the second part of the sample, I got this bass one shot from a one shot kit. I made sure to use the envelope and put everything down and to hold all the way up. And what this does is if I press like however long I press it is how long it's gonna play, if that makes sense. So if I can like play short notes and long notes and whatever. And yeah, I just followed the bass notes of the guitar that I showed before. And at the end, what I did was I went ahead over to Omnisphere and I got this pad. Not sure what bank it is from. It's from the Drumval patch. It's called Skyfall, like the pad preset that I use. And I just laid down this chord. I'm not too keen on music theory, but it's just a minor chord. And I then pitched up the D sharp at the top. And it's D sharp because the scale is D sharp minor. And yeah, now for the effects, what I did on the effects is for the guitar, I just added a simple reverb. So I used the default preset in the Valhalla Vintage Verb bank and I turned on the mix knob right here. And I also added the CQ where I just messed around with the frequencies to see what I like and what I don't like. Then for the flute, I only added an EQ to take some of the lows out so it was less cluttered in the low end. In the bass as well, just an EQ where I took out those frequencies right here, which are like really strong in the bass and was kind of getting annoying. And for the pad that I just showed y'all before, I also used the Valhalla Vintage Verb. I didn't mess with the settings right here, so it's just a default patch. Then I got this Echo Boy right here with this 30 IPS tape echo preset. Didn't change anything on there either. And then I also got another EQ where I took out some of the lows. And at the very end, I added RC20 to the master like I usually do with the samples. And I made sure to distort the high end. And what this does is it gives your sample more clarity. So I definitely recommend you to try this trick out the next time you make a sample. Then I also mess around with the wobble, which gives it more of a dark feel, and with this little EQ down there. Now, also, I would like to share some new tricks that I learned. I recently was at the Nick Dean workshop. Shout out to him. And basically, what I learned is that it's best to keep your samples at negative 10 dB. I usually used to make them really loud at 0 dB, but yeah, just pay attention to that. It's just gonna make things a lot easier for the producer who's gonna get the sample. So yeah, now that I'm done explaining everything that I did, I'm gonna send the sample over to Sage, and he's gonna lay down some drums.
All right, guys. So I got the loop in FL. So now I'm gonna start arranging it, and I'm going to just start adding drums. So let's get it.
Hey Sage, that's 4K. 803, young.
Where is it? And all this does is just turn the highs up and soft clipper for the bass to fatten it up a little bit. up it one. Now I'm gonna add some vocal chops. Just see how it sound. All right. So I got this plugin up. It's called Ethnic Vocal Phrases from Sound Score, and it's just like Indian women screaming and humming and shit. So. All right. So let's see what I can come up with. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and route this to number 2. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw some reverb on. I'm gonna turn the wet all the way up. Well, close to all the way up. I'm gonna turn the dry all the way up. Then I'm gonna throw some EQ2. Like so. And then I'm also gonna put what's out the way? I'm also gonna put some delay on it. And then I'm actually gonna put another EQ, and I'm gonna put the old telephone effect. So this preset right here is from a Pvlace. It's called Backwards Vocals, and Southside actually uses it a lot in a lot of his beats. So it just gives like a, I don't know, like a creepy feel for this beat. So all right, so now the beat's pretty much done. I'm just gonna go ahead and lay it out.
Hey, Sage, that's 4K.
Sauce it up, August.